Hello, everybody out there in the internet. Welcome to TKKN and Buff Save the Universe, episode number 64. It is Wednesday, October 25th, 2023. I'm Chris Adams, the Tekken Master, joined by.
Buff Larkin. Now, I'm going to say, above all else, that we're recording this just a couple of days before Halloween. It is a joyful time, I would say, and it has been it's been over a month since the last time Tech and I sat down and chatted because I have experienced a monumental lifetime event in my life, and Tekken has an eventful thing in his life. I went to on vacation to the United Kingdom. I went to London, England. I went to Cardiff, Wales. I went to Manchester, England. I went to Edinburgh, Scotland. I went to Glasgow, Scotland. I went to Belfast in Northern Ireland. I went to Galway, all the way across the island, and then I went back to Dublin, and then we went home. And Tekken played Spider-Man 2 in 2 days. He finished the
It was
game in
more than
two
2 days. It
days.
was more than 2 days.
Oh, two and a
Because I
half.
was playing all weekend, that's why. Because I was playing a
I
couple of
literally,
hours before work every day.
I
Or
literally
maybe
saw
after.
you.
Or before and
I,
after.
I see a post. I got the black suit, and then next one I see I'm done. I liked it. And that was it. I was like, what the heck? That quick. But I know Tekken. What your normal playing days are for, and I'm talking not you Tekken, but for the people out there who are listening. You might play 2 hours, 3 hours. Well, times that by 10, and that's a Tekken normal day. So that's why you play it. You play it when Tekken plays a game. When Tekken plays anything, when Tekken plays with anything, it is game on for as long as it needs to be till it's done. That's what we know about Tekken. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, but anyways, I did my life experience, and then I came home, and it was my birthday, and I really would like to thank.
There, this is going.
I wonder why. Yeah, every year it's my birthday, which I'm glad to have one. Trust me, at my age, I'm glad to have a birthday. And usually people reach out and say, hey, Buffy, hey, Joe, happy birthday, buddy. Hope you have a good one. But there's always the one outlier in my life who, expresses their appreciation that I'm still alive in a way that is, people would say, is that man okay? Yeah, is he okay? And so the year before, this outlier told me to suck it. Uh, and then this year, he sent me a video of a wrestler telling another wrestler to go f himself, and that was his birthday greeting to me. So to that person, I was just to say thank you very much for making me laugh, and I can't wait till it's your birthday, and I can tell you to go f yourself as well. But that's it. I would never tell that person to go f themselves. That's for sure.
But it
I
was
could tell
after
them.
it was after a warm embrace, buff. You forgot you left that out.
Oh yeah, the warm embrace.
It was a
Yes,
nice
yes,
warm embrace. And it's
yeah.
yeah,
But I
grab
don't
yourself.
understand why you think I was Christian and you're Edge. I don't understand that. I would never tell you to go after yourself. That's for okay. I'm going to ask you this question. In this scenario, we're a tag team. You're the Christian and I'm the Edge. Is that what you're saying?
Uh, I
Because
don't
you would
know.
go around and because you would be the guy who goes around and tells people that their father's dead. That's for sure. And hit on the mothers. Yeah, actually, that is you to a T. That's just like Christian. Absolutely. Oh, that's good. And I am looking old like Edge. Yeah. So and trust me, I grew a beard while I was in the UK, and my God, it was whiter than Augusta snow. And I'm telling you that much right there. I couldn't believe how white that was. I went on a Teams meeting, and it looked like I wasn't having a beard. It was so white. It was like right with my complexion. I was like, oh my God, that is white as white can be. That's enough about me. Go have yourself, Tekken. Anyways, let's get talking about video games. And of course, like I said, Halloween this
Oh,
coming year.
I also want to point out,
Oh, you want to
besides the
talk more
whole
about
besides the go f yourself thing, it's like Edge and Christian have been they have a very long friendship just like us. So I was like,
Yep.
kind of fits, and it's like,
Yeah,
oh man, Edge and Christian and AEW together. Could they
yep.
finally come together after
And
all these years?
and just
Ooh.
like Edge wants, all Edge wants is to come together and team up with his buddy again. The other side of the equation just tells him to go f himself. Just like a couple months back when you were in Michigan, and you could have came and we could have shook hands, the Mega Power handshake. But just like Christian, he doesn't want to have anything to do with Edge. Just like Tekken doesn't want to have anything to do with me, and that's it. So there you go. Thank you very much for bringing back that poignant conversation too. Go after yourself, absolutely. Anyways, so this and on today's episode, we're going to talk about scary games. We're going to talk about how scary it is that Tekken can play Spider-Man 2 in 2 days and finish it off. We're also going to talk about how scary it is to look at the Callisto product protocol and say that's just dead space, really, but in a space jail. Come on, come on, and how scary it is that NHL '94 is still the best hockey game there ever was. So let's start off with the simple idea that we have to know what we're playing. So Tekken, let us know what you've been playing.
I played Spider-Man 2. It's pretty good. I have like one issue with like the whole parry mechanic and the dodge mechanic. They've used the same color scheme in the game to indicate you need to dodge or parry this, but because it's the same color and you don't know which thing it is, you can be like, oh, I'm gonna hit circle every time I see this. But then you hit it and it's like, oh, actually that needs to be parried. And it's like, oh, okay, so how am I supposed to tell if it's the same effing color? And then you have unparryable attacks that use the same mechanic that are like a very brief flash of blue, and it's like oh, so I can't parry this after dodge. So they kind of messed up on the whole like what color you see is the button you push thing because it's used for too many different things, and the really only way to like get through those sections is just to like die a lot, or not die a lot, but just like die enough to where it's like oh I just know the animation, and it's like that's not really helpful at all because it's like Arkham, which is better as in my opinion as far as like the combat goes. It's like I know what the colors mean. It's like red is unblockable, get the F out the way. Yellow is hold the button down because it's a knife attack, so you gotta F and hold that button. And then for the counters, it's just the normal white indicator. But there's no parry in that game because they didn't want to be like, yeah, let's try to souls it up here, or whatever the F they're thinking in F and Spider-Man 2. I don't know what the F they were drinking as far as like oh man, we played a lot of this game and we're like, oh man, parries, guys, parries. It's like, did they got too fancy with it? You're not effing Platinum Games, Insomniac. You're not Team Ninja. All right, like
Yeah,
know your limits. Don't try to like
effing
effing. I said effing. He said effing. Don't try to effing.
go f
Whatever,
yourself. Go
whatever,
f in yourself.
whatever Vader says in Rogue One. That amazing line of like choke on your 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 dreams of aspiration or whatever the f. That's I love that line. But yeah, they tried, but in my opinion, they came up short on that one. Besides that, though, it's the nice what you've come to know and love from that game with its web swingy action free flow style. But it's
Does
got
the graphics kabam ya?
yeah, they're
Are
pretty
you
good.
impressed?
They're quite good. I mean that being said, I also have like issues with when enemies hit you from off screen with like that are like the brute size large enemies, and it's like, oh, I wish I had like an indicator of like I was about to get hit. I mean, you get like a red thing above your head when you're Spartans, but it's like, dude, sometimes it's just like, like I said, sometimes it's undodgeable. So it's like, oh, I had the spider sense, alert on top of my character's head, but then it's like some things you can't dodge, so that's kind of useless now. Thanks for that. So yeah.
I heard some people call the game mid. Is that correct?
Oh, I disagree. Well, in what regard though? Like, what are they talking about when they say that? Like, what do they think is mid about it?
I don't know. I read a quick thing on Reddit. It said, "Oh, the game's just mid."
I disagree. I liked it a lot. All right. I mean, yeah, it's like I mean, like whatever. If you think it's mid. But it's like for me, it's like the scenario as far as like the storyline. I quite enjoyed it because they kept going from what they did in the PS4 game, and so it's like they basically start out with that game when like you like Spider-Man's been Spider-Man for like a couple years, so they don't do like the Uncle Ben rehash. You have like a whole different like scenario with him, and then like there's the whole Martin Lee Dragon's Breath or Devil's Breath. That whole storyline in like the PS4 game was like fantastic to me. And then like they do stuff with the mythos in that one. I'm not gonna spoil where like you see a certain character is gonna be a certain character in this game, and they tease it, and it happens. And then it's like the whole time I was like, wait, I was waiting for like a misdirect as far as like, oh, are they gonna go this way with it, or like maybe they're gonna go this way with it, but it works out. They did it. It works out. The whole Craven stuff was decent. It was good because like on the one hand, it's like I felt he had too many henchmen to like make him feel like a legit threat. I was like, dude, this guy has like so many henchmen. Like he's supposed to be like the hunter guy, and like he's using like a bunch of other people to do his dirty work. So it's like kind of brings him down a notch. Doesn't make him feel like as legit. But then like what he does to the other characters in the game that he is hunting, like after you see what he does to them, it is like, oh, this guy's a threat. This is gonna be fun. Like when you finally get to face him down, and there are some really good show offs and just like throwdowns and just like fantastic hits the spot, and then like the whole like there's like the scenario, the storyline, what they did, because it's like their own interpretation of the character, like what because this isn't 616 Spider-Man. This is like they're just using those characters, right? So it's
Okay.
like I absolutely loved what they did with their whole adaptation of the source material because it's like it felt refreshing enough to where it's like it's not the same old, just like oh I'm Peter Parker, my life sucks. So it's like you get a bit of that, but it's like because Miles is there, it's like but then you have like it's like you got like a nice refreshing take on even though Miles is quite a new character, it's like it's still like a refreshing take on him too. So because they did stuff in the PS4 game that's like not the same as his Marvel Universe character if you're familiar with how he
I
showed
thought
up in the MCU or not MCU the 616.
I thought he said I'm Peter Parker. I like sex. I'm like, wow,
What?
good for you, Pete. That's why when you do I'm Peter Parker like sex, and then
No,
I'm
I
like,
didn't say
wow,
I said.
wow,
I'm
wow,
Peter.
good for
I'm
you,
Peter
Pete.
Parker. I'm Peter Parker. My life sucks. That's what I said. But
Oh, you like sex? Okay, good.
jeez.
I like sex. Okay. Well,
but
I would say we're gonna have to take a listen to that again
but
because
like
it
even in
sounds like
Miles,
you
they
like
like
sex.
they changed stuff on him because in the well, I'm not gonna. I don't know if I want to spoil it in the comics if you haven't read it, but like
Well,
stuff
don't
happens.
spoil because you already
Okay,
told me
I'll
about the
I'll
one
just say
guy.
vaguely. Like I won't
Oh, okay,
say
vaguely.
specifically, but like there's
Just like
stuff
the
in
Hunter
the PS.
comment.
There's there's stuff in the PS4
Yeah.
game that like happens to his parents that's like not the same in the comics. It's completely different from that because I read those comics and I was like, this is not the same. So I thought it was cool that they changed his whole uh his whole I wouldn't say origin, but just like his stuff about his character that is like not the
Yeah.
same as it is in Ultimate Universe in 616. So, but then again, I didn't read Secret Wars to see how he got brought into 616, but it's like that it never touches upon that. But there is some multiverse hinting and shenaniganing. I didn't like do all the side quests to like see like does it tie into that, but it's like oh that'd be kind of neat if they did that. But
It
because
was him. It was him and the Maker were the only two that survived the Ultimate Universe at the time. At the end of Secret War. And by the way, did you know Hickman's writing the Ultimate
we
Universe
talked about
again?
that when we were on Fall Guys.
Okay, guys. Well,
So
yeah.
yeah,
So,
so yeah, because I
and
brought it up because I was like Hickman on Spider-Man. Ooh,
yeah, Hickman's on a lot of things over there. This is his world to build, my man. He can do whatever he wants. It's gonna be fantastic. So Craven the Hunter's in the game.
he is in the game.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it, but the guy's hunting stuff. I'm going. Well, that's the only one. Is there a character named Craven the Hunter? Oh, there you go. Perfect.
Well, they
Now,
call him Craven. He isn't Craven the Hunter, so it's
oh,
not the
okay,
same.
okay.
But there,
Craven
there's like
the
a whole, it's a whole thing about the whole hunting thing. It's in there.
Yeah, better than Craven the Poker. Absolutely. Now, so when it comes to your issues with the dodge and the parry, is there something that you could go on to the options and
No,
change the
because I checked it.
buttons? You
I
checked those.
mean, I don't know if I can change the buttons, but it wasn't the buttons that I was having issues with.
It was
It
a
was,
color.
yeah, it was like the notification of like push this button to do this thing, like when this pops up, and it was
So,
like, dude,
so
this
I was
isn't
just saying,
helping.
if you could change it, then maybe it would change the colors too. But that's all right. You've already
I had a
played
whole
it.
thing on stream. I like ranted about it while I was playing. I was like, "F this F in the game," but everything
No,
else is fine.
no, you ranted about something. I don't like my cereal. Exactly, ranted baby. So okay, so out of 10, what would you rate the game? Uh, From way you're okay, I'm gonna say right now, from the way you talked about it, I'm gonna give it an 8. I'm gonna say you're
Mm,
gonna name it 8.
I mean, yeah, it's a solid 8. Um, I guess like I haven't done all the side stuff, but then it's like I don't need to. But then it's like it's they set it up to where it's like if you want to do that, you can do that. If you don't, you don't. It's kind of annoying though, because like in the like upgrades, you need hero tokens, but then to get the hero tokens, you need to do side stuff. And I was like, dude, I'm not, I'm not like. I mean, that's
Does
what I said. You don't have to, but it's like it makes it nice to have like a lot more stuff on your character that you can have like more health and more attack stuff and more
do you get
damage.
suits?
Oh, dude, there's a ton of suits and there's a lot of like awesome uh
Do you collect the comics?
you don't collect comics in this one, no.
That's what I'll cancel.
But all the suits are in there pretty cool because it's like, oh, there's a Spider Verse suit, or oh, there's this
Punk Spider
other
Man.
version of the
There's
black suit that's in here, or there's all these suits with hoods that kind of have the Spider Gwen aesthetic going on. It's like, oh yeah, oh, and then it's not really a spoiler, but like you get this new costume for Miles at the end. That's like I think is like just an original for the game that they designed. It's really good. That's like, oh, that's really cool how they did that. So it's like that. I thought that was neat how he gets his own like or not special suit, but he gets his like own suit that's like only probably or like first appearance. There we go in this game. It's like,
oh, there
oh,
you go.
that's a cool suit.
Very nice. And then of course for Tekken Spider Gwen.
Whatever, dude. Man, I was like playing this the whole time. I was like, they need to make a like they need to just like. I mean, okay, fine. Let's get Wolverine out the door because they're making the Wolverine game next. And there's like a whole sequence of like played. That I'm not gonna talk about because it's kind of spoilery. I was like, oh man, this was like this and this. I can't wait to play effing Wolverine. But like, man, I like after they play Wolverine, it's like I would like them see them like. I mean, yeah, they can go back to. They also like tease their game and like the after credit scene. But like, I'd like to see them do like if not just like straight up Spider Verse, but just like let's do some stuff with all the other spider characters, like effing, Spider Gwen, Silk, Scarlet Spiders. Jeez, how much does it effing take? Oh, also the Spirit Spider-Man suits in there, and I was like, oh man, I saw that and I was like, it just made me miss it more. Just like, dude, that was like the
Is Spi-
best, the best
is Spider
stories
Man
with Peter.
Noir in there? Noir?
Yeah, the noir suit from Spider Verse is in there. It's yeah,
Does
it's got a whole.
does it change the scenery to black and white
It does
like it
not.
should? Oh, F that fail pass. Anyways, make an effort, video game.
It's also really
Okay,
cool because like when you play as Peter, the music is more orchestral, like the theme. It's like all got like the classical instruments going on, but then you play as Miles, and it's like the same, but it's got like a bunch of beats in the background to make it sound more hip hoppy. It's like it's quite good. I was like, man, this is really good. Mm.
well, very good. And can you play one or the other,
Yeah, you can
or
switch
if
back
you're
and forth if
you
you have.
switch back and forth
I
every
mean,
time?
on the
Okay,
story, you have to play as whoever for that story mission, but like you can play whoever you want at any time if you just like switch to them,
very
which is
nice,
nice.
very nice. All right, and so now that has now been put, is there any replayability?
I mean, you get a new difficulty, but it's the hardest one, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to. Like, it's like I have, it's like yeah, it's like if you want I guess you want more of a challenge. There's a like the hardest difficulty unlocks, but it's like I don't play games for challenge, so it's like I was like, no, thank you. And there's a bunch of side stuff. So there's if you,
But are you gonna go back and play it?
I'm probably gonna at some point. I mean, not replay. I'll replay the story before the third one comes out. There's probably gonna be DLC too, but like not anytime soon. I'm gonna replay it. But there's a bunch of side stuff I haven't even touched. So I mean, I guess that doesn't count as replayability, but there's a bunch of there's a bunch of stuff to do beyond the story, which is already good. And like all this side stuff connects to the main quest, which is
Perfect.
pretty good. Because it pops up as like whatever when you're playing through, and then it's like, oh, there's this activity to go do if you want to go collect all these thingies or go do all these thingies, and it's like, oh, okay. And I guess I don't know what you get like after you do them. Like probably like a suit or something, but like, there's like some probably story hook for like all of them. Oh, I guess I can talk about that. It's like a minor spoiler, but there's like this cool part where you go to this very there's a fight slash combat section in this very specific part of the or like this environment from the MCU, and then like you get a nice little reference to those characters, and I thought that was pretty cool. But it's annoying because like the Avengers Tower's in the game, but like they never show up, and I was like, oh come on, dude, like this is like the second game. Actually, it's like the third game when we had the Avengers Tower just like sitting there, and no other Avengers, and it's like, come on, man, you're killing me with this. That would also be cool if they did an Avengers game. It was just like, you know what, this time you get to play Spider Man and the Avengers. Boom, we did it. And I ah yeah, just if only, if only.
There you go. So now with that game done and put on the shelf, what's the next game? What's the next game up for
I
grabs?
don't know actually. The next, because my next game isn't into. I mean, okay, my next air quote new game is probably Tekken 8, which is next year. But like for like I don't know, dude. Like as far as until then, until like the January stuff gets here, I have no idea because I have to. Well, I have to like double check my game list. But like right now, where's my phone? Right now it's like Tekken 8, uh, Fantasy Star, not Fantasy Star. What's the name of that game? There's a good game with like a weird, like a really long name, and got it's got like a bunch of spin-offs that are fighting game. Well, not spin-offs. Like the main entries are fighting games, but then it has like spin-offs that are like not fighting games or RPGs. And this one looks really good. And I'm like, that looks fun. Oh, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. That's it. But yeah. Okay, so my 2024 games, I've already got like a list. So here's my list of 2024 games. I mean, this isn't updated because there's like other stuff that's been added since then, but whatever. Because I just saw a trailer for something and it was like 2024 January, and I was like, dude, that's. Oh wait, I think that was in Metal Solid 3, but was it Metal Solid 3 remake or no, it wasn't. I don't know. I saw something today in like the Xbox thing, but I was like, it's not. I don't think it like made the list. I was like, oh, that's a 2024 game. Thanks for or January game. I was like, dude, January's already crowded. It's like, come on, guys. I think it was something from Microsoft, but I can't remember what it was. Anyway, Tekken 8, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, Destiny 2 Final Shape, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, Dragon's Dogma 2, Star Wars Outlaw, Hellblade 2, Avowed, Kinitsugami, Path of the Goddess, and Metaphor Refantasio. Those are my 2024 games. There's also a game called Sword of the Sea that has no release date, and is probably coming out next year if it's not this year. And I was like, dude, there's already like enough games next year to like pull out a 1 a month plan going on if I need to do that. So yeah, it's already looking great after this amazing year that has been in the year of the video game. I was like, dude, I didn't think it'd be a reload year next year after all the amazing games this year, but it looks like it is, which is hard
Well,
to
save
believe.
all that for episode 50, 65, 66, the year end edition. There you go. Anyways, so Baldur's Gate, you're still playing that?
Oh yeah, dude, I am like getting through my second playthrough with the fighter class on the Dark Urge origin character.
Isn't that what they call you?
No,
The Dark Urge?
no, that's not.
Okay,
Um,
just
Dark
making sure.
Dark Urge second playthrough on the hardest difficulty because I was like, well, there's a trophy for it. Let me try to get that since that's. I think I'm gonna go for the platinum on this one because I'm already playing it a ton. I'm like really liking it, so that's
So you're on the hardest level.
there's only no hardest difficulty.
Yeah.
That's not a level. Levels difficulty are not the same thing, dude.
Okay, hardest difficulty. So okay, so and how is it actually a challenge for you? Because I know how
Yeah, it is.
meticulous you are. Oh, okay.
It's not as they beef up the enemies and they do things to make it more challenging. So it's not a it definitely feels more challenging than the first time through. So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Interesting. 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 Okay. So now let's get on to me now. And we're playing Halloween games. Tekken, what was the last scariest game you've played?
Well, I mean, technically anything can be scary if depending on what you're scared of.
Oh God!
But
When was the
if I
last
had
horror
to
game you
say the
played?
actual like an
Sakes.
actual like game from like the survival horror slash action horror genre, it'd probably be Resident Evil 4 remake.
That's very true. And when was the last game that really gave you a good scare?
A good scare.
They gave you the anxiety playing
I
it
mean, I
because it's so
guess
scary.
it would be the Dark Pictures anthology House of Ashes because those are supposed to be throwbacks to the Until Dawn style, which is those are supposed to be like influenced or not influenced, but inspired by like old school horror movies and survival horror.
Perfect. Well, for me, it was, and it still is, my one of my favorite games. I play it. When it was my birthday, I bought two video games. One was the Dead Space remake. Finally, they brought it out this earlier this year. They put it on sale. I said, should I wait? And then I was so offended by the free game they're giving away in October on PlayStation Plus that it actually made me buy what that cheap imitation was, and that is, of course, the Callisto portfolio or whatever it's called.
But you didn't have to
Uh,
buy it if it was free, both. So you
yeah,
technically didn't buy it.
but I bought the Dead Space one out of spite, just to spite the free game. I actually paid money for the actual originator of awesomeness instead of the protocol, Callisto protocol, and so let me just say, I am thoroughly enjoying it. I did a Tekken almost. I played. I wasn't feeling the best. I got back from England, and I was sitting beside the coughing cousins, Coffee and Wheezy, the whole flight. So then I got a cold, not COVID. Don't worry. And then so I was pretty much on my birthday just laid out on the couch. So I decided to buy myself Dead Space. So I played that for a bit, and I must say, I still thoroughly enjoy shooting aliens' legs off. Absolutely. But try to explain that to your daughter, and you say, "Hey, I'm playing this game where you got to kill the aliens." And my daughter goes, "Oh, by what? Shooting them in the head?" I said, "No, you got to cut off their limbs." How does that kill them? I said, "I don't know. That's just how the game works. I got to cut off their limbs." That makes no sense. I said, "Don't bring science into this." And then there you go. So she kept fighting. She said, so if you shoot them in the head, they don't die. Nope, they keep crawling at you. That makes no sense. Anyways, so I've did a one playthrough already. I'm now there's 12 chapters in the game. I'm on chapter 5 now. I've just before I got on here, I met up with my arch nemesis, the respawning alien, who you cut off their limbs and they grow right back. And go, oh god, this jackass again. Once I get through that, then I'll be happy. Once I'm done with that, and I'm finding more parts for my guns, and I'm putting more nodes on my guns. So I'm building up the damage pretty well. I'm down to pretty much two guns left that I have to really put a lot of nodes in. The rest are as well. I'll say I'm maxed up as I can because, of course, you're playing at one level, and so they open up certain doors to get the I say the blueprints for the guns, right? So there's still little parts that I still have to pick up on some of these weapons. So, but overall, it's a fantastic game. I thoroughly enjoy it, and it does still put the scares in you. I usually when I play, I usually throw on a podcast, so I listen to that, and then I just play around. I'll say turn around. Oh, there's an alien. Oop, okay, shoot off their limbs and have some fun. So that is one of the games I picked up, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's so good, Tekken. And do you remember how did you feel when you played it when you were a youngster?
I really liked it. I was like, this is quite good. This is man, it's so weird because like, I remember I played it and I was like, all right, survival horror is back, and then like 3 games later, Dead Space is gone for like 20 years or whatever, and it's like that didn't happen. But like at the time, it was like this is a resurgence of the genre. Like between that and
Yep.
Resident Evil 4, it's like it's like the new age of survival horror that we did
It
not get.
makes it makes me wonder the whole philosophy. Did they actually think that Dead Space was going to be a one-off? And then they were stuck trying to build a story after that and said, "Oh wait, holy crap, this thing really sold well. Let's do a two and let's do it. Then we do a trilogy. Then right? I have to look more into it because it was like then they tried to build it up more, and it was like, oh, you want to live forever, but at the same time, you're turning into an alien and things, and you get I don't understand the whole religious aspect of this, but that's all right. That's how all it is bring aliens so you can chop off their limbs. Sign me up. Um, there you go. But also what I bought was another scary game. It was really on discount. It was like $14, and it was NHL '94 redo. I think it's or something like that.
How is that game scary?
it's scary because of how good it still is.
Oh.
That's how it is. Because I like I'm old. I think we can all, and that's scary. And that's scary, to be honest with you. Think about it. It's my birthday. Turned 49. One more year from 50. 50 Tekken. You're just a sprout compared to good old Joe. Anyways, so I played games way back when. And nothing got better than NHL 94. You could, and it's literally 30 years, and they bring out all these games every year, and nobody gives two shits. And the only reason why people play it now, you can play like a season of hockey. Well, who wants to do that? Play NHL 94. It's a brilliant game. And the best part is they updated the rosters to 2021. I guess that's when they made it, right? So it's like, oh, I can now play as today's players, and that's fantastic. But at the same time, then I'm giving up, you know, playing as Wayne Gretzky or Sergei Fedorov or Dougie Gilmore. And it's like, and you don't know any of these names, but well, Gretzky, you know. And but then, so I'm giving them up to play as, some of the names today. Give me back the old names. Give me back the old names. Give me Gretzky and Wendell Clark and all them kind of people. But yeah, a very good game. It's still fun. But thing is, because it is an older game and they just kind of ramped it up for the PS5, it has the borders along the side because it's not built, and you actually have to use the directional pad than the joystick because it's more attuned to the directional because that's what it was back in '94. They didn't know what uh, a, joystick was back in then. No, not at all. So
I think you mean analog stick. They probably didn't know what a joystick was back then.
they don't like the anal either. Absolutely. So, anyways, analog. Anyways, so yeah, so it was very good. I in theory, I that is a nice little diversion from my stress because I have a job and it's very stressful. So it's nice to be able to do that.
Okay, but since you just like gushed over a game from like 1994, do you think that I don't know how well it sold, but like, do you think it would be a good idea? Because this is something that bugs me a lot. Is like when there's like an old game I really want to play, but I can't just like you can't just go into the store and buy it, or you can't just like look it up on PSN or Steam and be like, all right, I want to play this game. I mean, sometimes on GOG, it's like they might have it in the good old game section or classic section, like if it's been updated and brought forward. But like, do you think that I mean, I guess I'll bring this up also because of like the whole aspect of what was the thing people are talking about lately? Conservation or whatever it's called when they're like, oh, we're gonna conserve the classics or whatever it's called when like people have like gotten a whole up in arms about the whole Wii Shop going offline and 3DS Shop going offline and now Xbox 360 Marketplace is going away. Game conservation, I think I just repeated myself. There's a word for it. I can't remember, but like game preservation, that whatever,
Yeah,
one of those two.
I think that.
Anyway,
Yeah.
that like so do you think like all these publishers with like these back catalogs of all these games that have just like been you know lost to time, do you think well, obviously this is like one of the solutions. I don't know like what they should do because it just it's like I would really just wish that they would like do something to where you can like forward like where it's forward compatible, where it's like if you get the game, because this was supposed to be like on Xbox, but we'll see what happens. They said like going forward you're not going to worry about backwards compatibility, but like do you think that they should re-release these games like under like a specific like line, as far as like this is a in the air quote like Legends catalog or something, and then like as long as you buy it like whenever you can like play it, no matter what, not no matter what platform, but like as long as it's on that like family of consoles, I guess, since we don't have like universal crossplay or universal cross buy. So like if you buy it on like Xbox, what are we on Xbox Series X, like whatever. Well, let's use PlayStation. That's a better example because it's just numbers. So so if you buy it on PS5, you can play it on like PSX 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever. Like until like just
Can't you
play
do
it.
that now?
No, you can't.
You
Because
buy a game.
You can't play PS3 games. What are you talking about?
Okay, I'll give you that. All
You can't
right.
play PS2 games.
So
You can't play PS1 games unless they're on the digital store. So it's like, no, you can't. And like, I can't just put
I
a PS1 disc in my. Well, if I bought the disc drive, which I'm not, because there's stuff that came out about that about like, oh, it's got to be online that don't even get started. As far as like, oh, I can't just put a PS1 disc in my PS5 or a PS2 disc or a PS3 disc. Some PS4 discs, I don't think all of them, but then maybe I'm wrong about that. But I think it's like 90% backwards compatibility, so not even all of them, you know, are back. And even then, it's like some games are online only and the servers are offline, so it's like it's dead and you can't play it. So have fun having a paperweight now of whatever that game was. Destiny, I'm looking at you, because that's gonna someday die because that's what happens to all of them. But
as as a man who loves the game Kessen, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But let me also say this, and I'm going to say something to you. I'm going to give you a compliment. You're not going to think it's a compliment, but it's a compliment. You're very special
okay,
because you're one of those people who care and want to play older games. You are in the 1% of gamers out there who would do that. I'm going to go a little bit different. I'm going to say 5%. There's 5% of people out there who would play classic old games, but there is no one, not even you, who would pay full price for any of these old games. You'd want to have it bundled in
no, I'm not saying
with
like it should be at full price though. I'm like just saying like if they like just started releasing them. I mean, even if it was full price, I'd buy some of them. I wouldn't buy all of them though. Like I'd buy ones that I really really liked. Cause cause I agree with what you're saying. Cause like sometimes you play a game that's like from like the '90s or whatever. Like you play it and it just is like that effing good. And it's like
yeah,
you'll play it and you'll be like as a credit troll you're like damn that was effing good. Like they don't really make anything like this anymore. Like or like
no.
man I really wish they'd like do something like this again. Cause like when I went back and played Chrono Trigger at the time, I was like dude this is like how is this the best game I played in like so long? And like we have modern graphics, but they're like the gameplay is like not there. Like I think that's
But that's the thing. That's what we sacrificed
mm,
for making things look nice. For making things look you had to sacrifice something for better graphics.
not
And it was
necessarily.
and it yes, because you have this much storage in a game. So you're gonna max it out a good chunk of it with visuals, and then you have a little bit for gameplay and story because you can only put so much into the storage. And right now it is for the visual. Now, as we get older, with these games that we're playing for PS5, okay, out there right now is a little handheld thing that I see on my Instagram all the time. They're trying to sell me on this. Oh, you got 230 old school games on this one controller and da 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 and all that, right? And what games are those? Those are the 80s and 90s games. Like they're saying PlayStation games you can play on this little handheld game, right? So they're putting them in like 200 some odd games, or no, sorry, it was like 2,200 games on this little thing. So you look at that, and you look at like down, like when you get to be an old fart tech, the games for PS2, PS3, even PS4 are going to be like those games we're now having in these little handhelds. You're going to have all these games because storage will become,
I don't know about that,
yes,
dude. There are
I
like 100
two
there are
and
100 gigabyte PS4 games, dude. Like you can't just
I'm gonna
like
say,
snap your fingers on
listen,
that storage like that.
listen, technology boy. You're gonna be we're
Technology
gonna
boy.
be there. There's gonna be an advancement. Just like you never thought you'd have a little handheld system that would play 2,200 games all on one memory stick or card or whatever you want to call it. So we never thought that would happen. All of a sudden, that's happening now.
Mm, mm,
So
but are they
anyway,
good games?
that's a good question.
Cause
Is
I was
it,
thinking,
it
cause I think about that sometimes with game preservation. I'm like, well, not everything needs to be preserved, dude. Like we can let the trash die. I'm just saying. I mean, if you want to preserve
no, no,
everything and
no,
keep
no. You
everything
can't be
as an
like that.
archivist,
Nope.
have fun with that. But
You got to everything
I
from
don't think
Duke
it's worth
Nukem.
I don't think it's worth preserving a landfill to swim around in trash. Okay, I'm just saying, and like if that's what you're into, sure. But it's like
From Conker's
maybe we should
Bad
only keep
Fur
the greats.
Day.
Only the greats. I'm just saying.
from Duke Nukem
argument can be made.
to Conker's Bad Fur Day. By the way, that wasn't a bad game. That was a very good game. Really enjoyed it. But I'm just using it as an example. Every game, if you're going to be a
I'm not
preservationalist,
a preservationist. I'm just saying. That's why I'm like. That's why I drew the line on the sand. I was like, we don't need to preserve everything. Let some of it die, because
yeah.
we've only got so much time and resources, and it's like not everything's worth saving. Just saying.
Thank you. Thank you. And that's exactly why you don't like. I understand if companies could think they get a couple of suckers. Like I don't know to buy the game. Hey, let's
A
put this
couple of
out. We'll
suckers.
get a couple of suckers to pay full price for it or whatever, right? But that's why you see all these games being bundled like 4 or 5 games at a time because they gotta
Oh,
max out.
actually, as you say that, there was a Final Fantasy Pixel remaster that came out this year. I haven't played. I haven't played it. Well, I played part of one just to put it up on Facebook. That video clip, but like, I need to. I want to play Final Fantasy 3 eventually because that's like one that was not out for like the longest time in America until this version came out. So eventually, I'll get around to playing it. But like, play those. Those are classics too. And like,
But today's players play, finish, move on. They don't look back on it. Now, here I am. I'm talking about playing Dead Space, a game that was like 14 years ago, 2008, 2009, some to that extent. And I'm replaying it because, but then am I playing the old? And to be honest, I would have looked at the old, if it was PS3 still, I would have freaking picked it up if it was on the PSN store, but then they never have it. They made the remake. I said, oh, this would be a good pickup. You know something? I'm enjoying that a lot better than Fight Forever. I'll tell you that much. But I can't wait till the year end reviews. That's gonna be my game of the stinker of the
Fight
year.
Forever.
That's
What are you talking? Oh, AEW. I was like, what? For a second, I
yes.
was like,
Yeah, you didn't like it so much you forgot it even existed. Good for you. Absolutely. I
what are
we
you
should
talking
go
about? I
back.
just haven't had time to play it.
You know
I'm sure
something?
I'll enjoy it.
Next week we'll play it. That'll be our game. We'll play old. I'm not playing the barbed wire though. You like beating me up too much. You get sadistic joy from that. I'm not gonna let that happen. Anyways, back to what I was saying. No, I don't know how much of it cost to put it on the PSN on the network. I don't know how much it like if there's a specific. Oh, you want to put your game on here? Well, you got to give us money to put it on there, right? I don't know if that's how PlayStation works. Like, but like, and that's my question, Tech. And you know this business more than I do. If you want to get a game on the PlayStation Network, do you have to pay to have it on there?
Uh,
Because they're not
there's
putting it on there
pro.
for the good.
I don't know if
Like,
there's a fee to like put it on there, but you do have to give a cut of your sales when you do sell stuff. Like that's how, they
yeah,
make the money. But like, because that's like the whole controversy with Steam and Epic Game Store and PSN and like all the different digital platforms is like the reason Epic Game Store was like had such a big what's the word I can't think of, but splash, I guess, when it came out, was that like they were giving back more of a cut to developers and maybe publishers. I can't remember. It's probably just developers. It's whatever. As far as like versus Steam, it's like where they took like Steam took like what 20%, and then like Epic Games Store takes 12% or whatever. But it's like so you make a bit more, which is like ultimately whatever, because it's it's a different platform. But
there's a reason why you don't see all these games on the network. Either the network says, no, you got an old game, that's not going to sell, or B, okay, you got to give us a cut, and therefore these publishers don't want to spend the money. Number three, these publishers might be canceled already or closed down or gone on, so therefore they don't have the rights to throw them on there because they're no longer a business. Or number four, they realize nobody wants to play these things. And so why waste the money putting on there to make that work? So overall, it's a great. I would love to see you could pick any game you want. Hey, Kesson, hey, that'd be great. Before they turned it into shooting another Dynasty Warriors and made my heart hurt, but we don't see it, and I doubt we will. And we just have to accept it and know that this world is going forward. And if we get a chance to play something in the past, that'd be great. But as Tekken says, and exactly who are you to say what's garbage and what's not? Who are you, Mr. Preservationalist? Oh, we gotta keep this. Oh no, that's garbage. That's effing garbage. effing throw that out. No, you can't say that. One person's Paperboy is another person's Duke Nukem. Just remember that. So you can't say that. You have to accept everything or reject everything. So
Okay, Google. I googled it and it looks like Hold on.
I'm my job for the next. I'm gonna get find 10 old school video games. All right, and I'm gonna name them to you, and you can only keep 5 of them.
Okay, it says that well, at least on PS4 there's no price to self-publish, but I don't know, man. It's I imagine so many indies. It's like it's probably not expensive, but I don't know if you know. I'd have to look into it.
And when was the last time you bought an indie game?
Uh, well, I bought FN Sea of Stars. I think that's indie.
Okay,
That was a small studio. That's a Kickstarter game.
okay, there you go. Well, good for you. Now,
Oh, wait a minute. There's another article from Polygon. It says, so how much does it cost to develop for PS4? And it says the dev kit cost is like 2,500. So, so you'd have to have a dev kit. But that being said, if you're an indie, you could just like build it on Unity, which is free to download. And I imagine like there's probably publishing tools, but it's like you probably don't have to like buy a dev kit, which is just like another dev kit is basically just a console that you build the game on. So it's not exactly effing it's just like yeah. So like it's just a thing that like have that you can run and be like, oh, does this work on this version of the console that I'm building the game for? But yeah, go ahead and ask what you're going to ask, Buff. Sorry to interrupt.
so I'm gonna take 10 games from the history of video games, and I'm going to go over each and every one, and I'm going to see. And it's going to be the preservationalist challenge, and I'm going to say Tekken, you can only keep 5, and we're going to see which ones make the list and which ones don't. Let's see what we win. And the thing is, you gotta cut 5. You have to cut 5. You can't say, "Oh, can I keep this extra one?" No, you gotta cut 5 because that's a being prep. I know you're saying, but they're not garbage. Well, I'll throw a couple of garbage ones in there, but you gotta say, okay, you gotta keep only 5. You gotta pick 5. That's next. That's next time on Tekken and Buff Save the Universe, episode 65. Preservationists suck it. Anyway, so that's good. So my question to you is simple. What was the last sports game you ever played?
Dude, I don't remember. Like, did this racing game count? Because if it's racing game, it was Gran Turismo.
No,
Okay, well, FN. I think the last sport game I played was NBA, whatever the F it's called. I don't know what it's called, but it's like some basketball game that's like NBA Jam, but not NBA Jam. But yeah, that whatever it's called. It wasn't NBA Jam, but it was like a modern version of it.
there you go. Perfect.
Oh, yeah, because I played. I think that was like that and Super Mega Baseball, like the only two sports games I've played in like the last 20 years. Because I have not played a lot of sports games, so I remember any of the. Yeah, I've not played a lot of sports games in a very long time.
No.
So if I have, I remember them because I don't play that anymore very much. Actually, I did download. There's this game called Sega Soccer Slam, and it's on the Xbox. Not Xbox. Like current, it's like Xbox 360. Cause I would always go on the Xbox 360 like digital store and like browse every now and then, but then like now it's shutting down, so it's kind of like Fire Cell. But like before that happened, I was like on there browsing, and there's this game called Sega Soccer Slam. I haven't played it, but basically it's like a soccer game with like not superpowers per se, but like you got like these like interesting like power ups and whatnot. Cause I wanted, cause like it happened from like a like I got like I was in an internet rabbit hole and I was like looking up stuff for like the Mario Strikers game, and I like was like, man, I kind of want to play this game. And I was like, I have a GameCube, but then it's like, let's see how. But then I think I ended up looking up the price on eBay. It was probably like more expensive than I wanted to buy, and I was like, yeah, whatever, I'll just get it later. But anyway, that's like the third game, like that Sega Soccer Slam, and then the NBA Jam game I can't think of because I always forget what it's called, and Super Mega Baseball are like the three games I played in like the last 20 years of sports games. So I'll look it up right now. What's that game called? NBA Jam. I'll just put clones. But what was your question about the sports game buff?
I just want to know once in a while because I talk about hockey,
Because I
so I
thought you were
just
gonna
want
give
to
me like a
know.
list of games of like which ones are gonna save, which ones I wasn't.
Oh, yeah, I said that's next episode. That we're
Oh,
64.
okay, that's the
I
next
said
episode.
episode
Okay, I was like, because
65.
I was expecting like to go into like the whole list of like what I was saving and what I was killing. Okay, but never mind. That's I guess that's next
Oh
time.
no, sharpen the knives, boy. We're gonna be we're gonna be chopping them down next year. I want you drooling with anticipation with all the ones you're gonna be, and I'm gonna give you a whole wide array. This is and it's gonna be some RPG. It's gonna be some sports. I want people to listen to the episode and and let them hear your bias because I know as soon as I say Sega Sports Slam, cut. I know it. I know you. I know you'll do that. If I throw
Yeah,
a sports
I
slam in
would
there,
cut all
say,
sports games honestly, because it's like you're not really missing out, and
yeah,
if you're into that, you're into that, and it's like there's new ones every year, so there's no shortage of trash to swim around in there for that landfill. Just saying. Okay, I looked it up. It's called
okay,
NBA Playgrounds or
all
NBA
right,
2K
okay.
Playgrounds and
Oh God, you
NBA
got that
2K
one.
Playgrounds 2. Those I played those.
So it will be all right. All right. Final Fantasy one.
Wait. You giving me the list
I
now?
I'm going to give you a fake list, and we're
Oh.
going to see what you do. Final Fantasy one. Final Fantasy. I was going to say Final Fantasy.
We have to say which one, Buff. There's like 16 of them,
No,
plus
the
the
very
side games.
I can't call you. I can't say Final Fantasy one. It's just at the
That's what
time it
it's
was
called.
Final Fantasy.
Just call it Final Fantasy 1 because it's like a lot easier to be like, okay, is it the first one or like
Yeah.
16, 15,
No,
14?
Final. Let's say Final Fantasy one.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Final Fantasy two.
Mm-hmm.
Final Fantasy three. I thought you'd get this after Final Fantasy two. Final Fantasy four, five, six, seven, eight,
So you're
nine.
giving me 10 Final Fantasy games?
Yeah, time to cut. Keep five. Which ones
Okay,
do you
keep
keep?
5. I would.
Keep five.
Alright, well, let's see. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hmm. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, F it. We'll just keep 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Kill the rest. I
You're
mean,
gonna
don't
get
kill it.
rid of the. You're gonna get rid of Final Fantasy one,
Yes. The
the
game's
one that
super
started it
basic.
all.
It's not it's go play it is my answer to that.
Mr. Okay, okay. I'm glad. I'm glad, Mr. Preservationalist. You kept everything almost in the what from the 90s on you kept. And you got rid of everything from the 80s. Oh, you're just a
It's yeah,
preservationist,
if you
aren't
play
you?
those games in the 80s, they don't look good and they're outdated. And they may be they yeah, they may look classic, but they don't play classic cuz it's
But
sometimes they're not fun.
hey, hey, it's that Mr.
I didn't say I was
Preservationalist.
a preservationist.
Yeah,
For one, I'm
I'm
keeping the
making you
good
a
stuff.
preservationist.
I
You're
said I drew
keeping
the
the
line in the
good
sand
stuff.
where it's like no trash. Tekken's no trash pile. Here, not it's not an effing landfill up here, all right? I don't just
Stick,
I don't
stick.
just like go through all these digital game stores and like, oh man, what's the worst game on here? Let me get all this trash and then just like dump it out on my hard drive or my like storage and like, oh man, let me swim around in this
Weren't
effing
you just
trash
talking
lake.
earlier on this episode about looking at Final Fantasy because it was Final Fantasy
Yeah,
three?
I've
You're
played
saying,
it,
but
but it
you
wasn't
played
the
it.
1990 whatever the F version. It was the DS version, and it was effing a
Yeah,
banger. And it's like
yeah.
those are not two. Those aren't the same games. So it's like if I want to go play that game, I can go play that game because I already have it, and it's not the old version from 19 whenever the F last century, and the 1900s. So so I could not, I could play it with modern sensibilities taken into account. Thank you very much.
So the Dark Urge is only interested in bangers. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Not to mention,
Banger.
there's an entire sub arc in Final Fantasy 14 that involves the Crystal Tower. Which, if you play Final Fantasy 3, you know what that is, but you don't because you haven't played it because you're just a trash casual anyway. So whatever.
Trash casual.
Yeah,
There's a new
I've
terminology.
been waiting a
Trash
long time,
casual.
Buff, for like you to do something stupid on the podcast so I could finally like dub you what you are because
I
you are
do
a
that
trash
every.
casual.
I'm like that every episode. You waited this long for that? We've been.
Well,
I've been like,
now is as good time as any. it can be your Halloween outfit because that's how you are all the time. Oh, suck it.
Oh, go F yourself.
Go
There
for
you
yourself.
go. Ah, you got verbal diarrhea and mental constipation. Absolutely. Perfect. All right. So Final Fantasy 6, banger. Final Fantasy 7,
Actually, I haven't
banger.
played. I mean, I haven't finished 6, but
Oh, oh,
I've played
oh.
4. 4's okay, but it's like I feel it's overrated. 3 is good, but I haven't played the original version, which is not the one that you listed. Same thing
I
with 4.
need
It's like,
you to be a
there's new versions of.
preservationist when you do
No,
these
it's like
lists.
you don't have to be a
I need you to think
preservationist if
like,
there's a modern version that you can. What the f is this crap? Effing what? Like, why would I effing take like the effing original version of Lord of the Rings, the movie, when there's the effing extended version? Like, why? Like, why would I do that? Why would I do that, Buff? If there's a
because you
better
don't want
version
to.
of something, why
Yeah,
would you take
because you don't want to
why
wait
would you
around for
take
three and a
the
half hours
why would
or
you take the
four
trash
hours.
casual version of something if there's the Tekken trash, which is treasure. Oh wait, no.
Second
Oh
trash.
dude. Why would I take the
Second.
trash casual crap of Buffson when I can take the Tekken's treasure version that is like superior to all? Exactly.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I'll play. I'll meet you on NHL '94 then. Trash casual.
I didn't.
That's good.
What the f does that? That does not have to do anything.
No, I'm just saying. I'll see you online, pal. There you go. Anyways, let's now that you've got into name calling,
Oh,
now that you're sullying
oh
the
yeah, me
reputation.
getting into name calling because I that's totally not my thing. Bleep blarp. You
Yeah,
effing
that's
stupid
right.
duck.
Yeah, stupid duck. All right. So next time we talk, and the way you're talking to me, it won't be. It might be for a long time. Next time we talk, you're gonna get 10. You're gonna get 10 games, and I can't. If this is how you're treating the games of old, I might as well just start giving you 2,000 games, and then we'll see what happens. I might have to put. You know something? Hold on a sec. Hold on. We might play this now because I'm mad
Take
at
a
you. So
journalist.
all right. Hold
Only
on a sec.
bangers.
Yeah, yeah. Only
Only
bangers.
bangers on Tekken's Treasure Island. Oh yeah, that's even better. Tekken's Treasure Island. Only the bangers live. Mm.
Oh, I like that. All right. Hold on a sec.
And then there's a train on the Treasure Island, and it's banger after banger after banger after banger express or something. I haven't come up with that yet, but you know. Oh, that's what. That's there's speakers on the train, and it's just like banger after banger
Choo
after banger
choo.
after banger, and it just like repeats as it goes around the island.
All right. So here we go. Here we go. And I want you to actually cut this part out and put it on YouTube. So here we go. All right.
Okay.
All right. GoldenEye.
You have to give me the entire list, dude. I can't
Sorry?
just like take like a. I have to take. I
Yes,
can't
you
take it one at a
can.
time. No, because it's like if I'm taking 10, I have to like know what the rest of the list is, so I can like know how many
I'm giving,
are gonna fit.
okay, I'm going to give you 5 games. Then you can remember better. All right.
But but
GoldenEye.
then you said I can only pick 10.
Then you can pick three.
I need.
We'll do,
Okay, so
okay.
you're
Pick,
giving me 5. I can pick 3. Okay, fine. Go ahead.
yeah, there you go. GoldenEye.
Mhm.
Legends of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Mhm.
Let's see. We're gonna go with Pokemon Yellow. I know that one's gonna go. I know this. I know this. I know this one's gonna go too. Uh, Gran Turismo 3
Mhm.
and Halo.
Okay. I will keep. Hold on. Wait, I'll keep Gran Turismo, Ocarina, and Pokemon, and get rid of Halo and GoldenEye.
You're getting rid of frickin' Halo,
Yeah.
the thing that defined the Xbox.
Yeah. Wasn't really a
What
fan.
kind of preservationist are you?
I'm just saying, there's other games in that genre, and it's like
GoldenEye.
there's other games in this genre, and it's like
This was the grandfather that
it's
birthed the
not the
whole
best, dude. I'm just
generation.
saying, it's like
Of course, it's
there.
not the best, but people don't want to play it.
I
That
mean,
that's the grandfather. That is you're shooting your grandfather right now.
Tekken's Treasure Island. There's
Grandfather's
if you're gonna be playing a
grandfather
first-person
take a hike,
shooter,
tending
it's
off to the
not gonna be
retirement home for
GoldenEye or
grandpa.
Halo. Just saying. I'd say I haven't even played the Xbox version of GoldenEye that came out. That's how. Yeah.
Who cares about that? It's from the. It's the. Oh, all right. Let's do another five. Cause I'm liking being mad at you right now. All right. Call of Duty,
Mm-hmm.
the original Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is from the Infinity Ward Call of Duty. This is one that started the whole grandfather shooting people. Half Life 2,
Mm-hmm.
Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that one's on the hook. Bioshock
Mm-hmm.
and Super Mario Galaxy.
Wow, there's like there's like five shooters here. There's like four shooters.
I
Anyway,
can't help it.
I'll take Mario Galaxy. Um. Oh, I don't have to kill two, so I'll kill Ghost Recon, and I haven't really. Hmm.
You have a legendary Half Life 2. You have Bioshock, and you have a defining game with Call of Duty.
I'll I'll dump Call of
Are
Duty and I'll
people
dump
are people going to be
uh
playing Ghost Recon
I'll
with
dump
people
I'll dump
if
Ghost
they
Recon. I'll dump Call of Duty.
you go Call of Duty, Super Mario Galaxy, and are you going to send Half Life or Bioshock uh, to the garbage dump?
I thought you said you only picked three,
Yeah,
and there's five.
what'd
So
you do?
I took two off the list.
Which ones did you take
I said I
off?
dump Call of Duty. I'll dump
Oh,
Ghost
okay.
Recon.
I thought you were dumping Ghost Recon to take Call of Duty. So Half Life 2, Bioshock, Mario Got Super. Okay, that's good. You're gonna like this then. Oh, you're gonna love this five. All right, you're gonna love this. And if you haven't figured out what I'm doing here, then I'm surprised. But here we go.
I don't know what you're doing, Buff, because it's pretty effing random.
Well, what I'm doing
I
is
think you're.
showing you is naming off. Oh no, we'll go more here. Okay, here you go. Now we're getting into the 2010s here, so you're going to really enjoy this. Batman: Arkham Asylum,
Mm-hmm.
Mass Effect 2,
Mm-hmm.
Portal 2,
Mm-hmm.
Dishonored, and The Last of Us. I want
Uh,
to see.
I'll
I
dump
want
Dishonored and what were the other ones?
to. Okay, Grandpa, send you up. I can't remember.
I can.
Batman: Arkham Asylum,
Mm-hmm.
Mass Effect, Portal, and The Last of Us.
Ooh. Ooh,
Yeah,
that's a hard one.
yeah. Somebody's got to.
Those
You
are all
got
really
to.
good.
They're all. Yeah, I
Those
know,
are all top
buddy.
fives for me, man.
Yep.
Damn. It's like, well, I'm not gonna dump Portal. Was it Portal or Portal 2?
Portal 2.
Okay, I'm dumping Portal 2. No, it's good as the first game, in my opinion. Just saying. That's a spicy take, but that's my opinion.
So
So yeah,
Batman: Arkham Asylum, Mass Effect, and The
yeah.
Last
I
of Us.
wasn't gonna get
Okay.
rid of Mass Effect. That's not happening. So
All right. We're gonna go with another five. 'Cause I like doing this game.
yeah.
Yes, Destiny,
Mm-hmm.
Fallout 4. Oh, that's gonna go because you don't even play it. Uncharted 4. What Remains of Edith Finch? Well, that's gonna be gone. And God of War.
Yeah, I haven't played My Remains of Edith Finch, so that's gone. Um, which God of War is it? The
I
PS3
would say
version or
it's.
the
I would
PS4 version?
say the P. I say the PS4 version.
Okay, that's two different things. What did you name them again? Rick?
Destiny.
Okay, definitely Destiny. F that game. Destiny and what remains
You
of Edith
no,
Finch
you're doing
gone.
it out of spite now. That's a
Yeah.
spite.
Why would I
No,
preserve a
because
game
you're a
I hate?
preservationist.
What?
You
I'm not a
can't.
preservationist. That's the whole point, Buff. I said I would only preserve certain things. I wouldn't preserve
Okay.
everything. I
All
drew a
right.
line in the
Fine.
sand.
Fine.
Jeez.
Okay. All right. So
That was the
so
whole
what?
thing.
So
That
what
was the whole thrust. That
survived
was the whole
is
forward thrust of like why I started saying it's all like kill the
all
trash,
right.
only preserve treasure because it's my
Okay.
treasure island.
So that's fine. So Fallout 4, God of War,
Only bangers.
and
Jeez.
Uncharted 4. No. So yeah. Fallout 4, Uncharted 4, God of War. Boom. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one's only a 4 one. Outer Wilds, Hades, Returnal, and Vampire Survivor.
Oh, kill Returnal and Vampire Survivor. Ugh.
So Hades and Outer wins. Okay. So let's start again. Hades, Outer wins, God of War,
You're just
Uncharted.
using the same games. You can't do
Yeah.
that.
Yes, I can.
Dude,
Come on,
I'm not.
preservationist.
I'm not going to do this again with the same names recycled in the list.
now
No, I'm not.
yes,
That's
now
I
I
mean that's like
now we're getting into now I want to make sure I want to see you sweat. So now
I already put them on the list, so they can't I can't take them off the list after I put them
but
on the list.
now we're
Buff.
gonna
That's not
take
how that
off
works.
more.
No,
You gotta take them off more
no,
preservation lists.
no.
Okay, let's just play this. Let's just do this one. All right, you gotta kill off two: Fallout 4, Uncharted 4, God of War, Outer Wilds, Hades.
Kill Fallout and Outer Wilds.
So Hades was that good, eh?
I haven't played it, but everybody says it's good. I think I have it. I think I did. I bought it, but I haven't played it. But I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt, even though I hate roguelikes. Of like maybe there is one that's not a portal to hell when you play it. So I don't know.
Okay. Can we do one more?
Sure.
All right,
You're
we're
just
gonna
so
do.
into making Tekken sweat. Oh.
Yep, Batman Arkham Asylum, Mass Effect 2.
I love the like no hesitation answer.
Oh yeah, I'm right.
Oh yeah,
Oh
we're gonna
yeah,
make Tekken sweat on this one.
yep. Well, I'm trying to. All right, Batman Arkham Asylum, Mass Effect 2, The Last of Us.
Ooh.
All right, God of War,
Mm.
Uncharted 4.
Damn. All right. Well. Okay. Okay. Jeez.
So you
See,
gotta
these are
go.
all like Sony first party games. That's like, that is
Yeah.
blasphemous to like say any of these games should die. I mean, Arkham. I liked Arkham, but Arkham City and Arkham Origins I like better. So I'll kill Arkham Island or Arkham Asylum. Any say?
Mass Effect, The
Okay.
Last of
Mass Effect
Us,
stays. Last of Us
Uncharted 4,
stays.
God of War.
Not like. Do I want to kill Uncharted or kill God of War? I'm gonna kill God of War. I'm not gonna say why, but yeah,
What? Okay.
yeah. Ragnarok is a better game in my opinion. Not only that, but combat could be his work. Just saying. Just like Arkham, which is why it didn't make the cut. Hey, Arkham City exists, and so does Origin, which has the best 3D combat in my opinion of the series. So that's the whole thing.
Very good. Very good. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm gonna throw five more games at you because
Okay.
all right. Now, what I've been doing, if you haven't figured out, I was actually picking out the games of the year
Oh.
from
See, I thought you were doing
19.
something about like a top reviewed from like Metacritic or something. So I was like, Ocarina of Time is like the best reviewed
I
game ever.
I kind of did by saying the game of the year, but that's okay. We're gonna go with
But then
all
you say
right.
game of the year and like according to who? Because that's like
Well, that was the British press that I did
okay.
this.
I was
Now
like,
this is
this is fine.
now this is the Dice Award game of the year. Are you okay? Is the Dice
Oh, that's
Award
easier,
a
dude.
good?
Because they're so pretentious. So it's yeah. Go ahead. They're
Okay,
design, innovate, create, entertain. I believe is what that stands for. But it's like a industry, a gaming industry, either press or industry people that work in it, like developers. So yeah, go ahead.
okay. Uncharted 2,
Mm-hmm.
Mass Effect 2,
Ooh, damn, those are two of my favorites.
Elder Scroll Skyrim, Journey, and
Mm-hmm.
The Last of Us.
Okay, so keep three or keep two.
I keep three.
Okay, I'm gonna get rid of Skyrim, obviously. Um, hey, I said my peace
Because you
during
haven't
quarantine, dude.
played
I
it.
played that trash. I mean, I played that game. It's not trash, but like on this list it is because it's not as good as the others, and it's okay. It's a very very big landmass, but a lot of empty filler going on there. Just saying. Um, and I'm not gonna get into it, but yeah,
But you kind of just did.
my guy just did. So yeah.
I just did.
And you played one when you played one Bethesda game in the Morrowind or Beyond era, you played them all. Just saying, because they're all kind of the same. I can say that because I played. I haven't played all of them, but it's like I played enough of them. It's like Skyrim. I mean, Starfield is just Skyrim in space. So
Uncharted 2,
Mm-hmm.
Mass Effect
Mm-hmm.
2, Journey, and The Last of Us.
Ooh, I really like Journey, but like those other games are so much more like emotionally evocative. And Journey's not. Yeah, you know what? Ugh, it's hard. It hurts to say this, but I'm gonna kill Journey, even though it is also one of my favorites, and I really like that game. But yeah, Journey and Elder Scrolls or Skyrim rather,
Yep. Yep.
because they're all Elder
Okay.
Scrolls.
Dragon Age Inquisition,
Mm-hmm.
Fallout 4,
Mm-hmm.
Overwatch,
Mm-hmm.
Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild,
Mm-hmm.
God of War.
I'm gonna kill Overwatch and what was the Skyrim or what was the Bethesda game? Fallout
Yeah,
4.
yeah, Fallout 4.
What was the Bethesda game? Fallout 4.
What's the, it was that one. I'm killing off right now.
Fallout 4.
Exactly.
Whatever the. No.
Okay. So now
Overwatch. Yeah.
we're gonna take the six games, and you're gonna cut it, and you're gonna pick only three. God of War,
Mm-hmm.
Fallout. No, sorry, you want that. Okay, so God of War, Legend of Zelda, Dragon Age Inquisition, The Last of Us, Mass Effect, Uncharted 2.
Ugh. I haven't played
Three,
Inquisition.
go. Three, stay three, go.
I haven't played Inquisition, so I'll dump that one. Um,
Why'd you keep it to the first place then if you haven't played it?
because because it's Bioware and I like Bioware. Okay, they deserve it.
Okay,
They're kind of going
there's
through a
that.
hard time right now. Okay.
There's the
Um,
yeah, give him a bone.
I'll dump Inquisition. I'll dump Skyward Sword. What was the other ones?
That was Breath of the Wind, not
Or
Skyward
Breath
Sword.
of the Wild,
That's
whatever.
yeah.
Same if in there.
Breath, breath on the back of your neck. Yeah. Okay. So now you're down to Uncharted 2, Mass Effect 2,
Mm-hmm.
The Last of Us, and God of War.
Okay, God of War. Okay, God of War.
Oh, and that's the PS4 version. That's not the old ones. This is the boom. It's the latest one, right? Not God of War 2, of course, but oh wow, there you go. Did you keep Elden Ring?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna go one more time because I'm mad at you now. All right, so GoldenEye. We're gonna go back old school. GoldenEye, Legends of Zelda, Ocarina of Time,
Mm-hmm.
The Sims,
Mm-hmm.
Diablo 2,
Mm-hmm.
Halo.
Uh, we're dumping two of these.
Yep.
Okay, I'm always gonna dump Halo because not a fan. And The Sims. What the?
What the F? What the F? All right, let's go another then. I'm going to merge these together. Battlefield, I'm sure you're going to cut that off. Call of Duty, you're going to cut that off. Half Life, God of War, and Gears of War. So we're going to take
Ew.
Half Life.
Gears doesn't deserve to be on that list. Kill it.
Then what are you keeping then? Call of Duty or Battlefield?
Ugh, which one? Which one is it? What year?
Battlefield. This is 2001, 2002.
Which which Call of Duty is it?
The original Call of Duty from 2003, from
Oh,
Infinity Ward,
that's
and Battlefield 1942.
okay. Well, Battlefield's like multiplayer, so it's like kill Battlefield. Eh.
Okay, so Call of Duty, Half Life, God of War, the original God of War, just in case just when you sharpen your knife to cut it from the next one. All right, there's your three there. Then we're going to add in GoldenEye, Ocarina of Time, and you didn't want Halo. You didn't want The Sims, so we're going Diablo 2.
So wait, what's on the list?
GoldenEye,
Mm-hmm.
Ocarina of Time,
Mm-hmm.
Diablo.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're adding on God of War,
Mm-hmm.
Half Life 2,
Mm-hmm.
Call of Duty.
Okay, I'll kill GoldenEye, Call of Duty, and then also kill
Oh, you're killing Grandpa. Oh my God.
God of War.
The original God of War
Yeah,
now.
the original.
So things that are left are Ocarina of Time, Diablo 2, and what else was it? Half-Life 2. Okay, that's good. You know something? That's not bad. You've sharpened your knife enough tonight, though. I'm gonna come back at you with the better ones. We're gonna get you down to from the 25 that are on here. We're gonna go through it next time, and you're gonna get down to two games, Mister Preservationalist.
How did this turn into just like let's kill everything, Buff?
Because I'm looking. I'm This is a psychological thing now. I'm looking.
This is like a logical thing now.
I am looking into your psyche, and I'm understanding you
Well,
more
if
than
it's gonna
I've
be one
ever
game, I can
have.
already tell you it's gonna be Mass Effect 2 from like all those games on the list. It's like okay, I'll kill everything else if I have to save Mass Effect because it's like nothing else comes close
You
except
are.
for
That's
like
not
very
what a
few things.
preservationist does. It saves all the games, not just
I didn't say
one.
Buff. How thick is your skull? Are you not
Okay,
listening?
okay, sorry,
I
sorry.
said I'm not a perversion. That's exactly why I said draw a line in the
You're
sand.
not
You
a
don't just like.
pervert. Well,
that's,
that's
that's
a
exactly why I said not everything needs to be saved. Some things can be allowed to die. Some things should be
okay.
killed. I'm just saying. So yeah,
Mass Effect 2 versus the Ocarina of Time. You're gonna
yeah.
go
I
with
would just save
Mass
those
Effect
two.
2.
Yeah, and then I would choose Mass Effect because F Nintendo at the end of the day. I mean, I'll
That's
not
not
F
what it says.
Nintendo, but I have a bias against them now, so it's like I can't side with them. So it's like, sorry, Nintendo, you know what you did. Go for yourselves. Switch. So you know you can stick that Switch too.
Final Fantasy 14 or Mass Effect 2.
Oh, Final Fantasy 14. That's easy.
Mass Effect 1 versus Mass Effect 2.
Really, Buff? Really? Effing. Okay.
Mass
See,
Effect
no,
wins.
I go
Which
back and
Mass
forth.
Effect
Either
doesn't?
way, Mass Effect wins, so it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna answer that one.
Why?
I
Come
don't know.
on, one has to
No, you
go.
can't make me.
One has to
I don't have to.
go. Mass Effect 1, Mass Effect
It
2,
depends. Like
Mass
sometimes I
Effect
like one more,
3.
sometimes I like two more. It's like I don't know. You know, it just depends on like how I'm feeling.
Okay, well, how you feeling right now? Mass Effect 1 or Mass
Because
Effect 2?
okay, I'll go
One
with
has
two just because when I played the Legendary Edition, I was like, you know what, two, you are the one. You are the one.
you are the wind beneath your wings.
Even though one is
Absolutely.
like, for the longest time, one was my favorite because I was like, it sets uh, the groundwork for the rest of them, and like has the whole planetary exploration that the other two don't. But there's other games that do that a bit better now. Starfield says hi, so it's been surpassed. Also, No Man's Sky, but whatever. It did what it did. It needed what it needed to do, and it gave
Well,
us
next
Star
time I
Wars: The
do
Art
this
of Sony.
list,
So
next time I do this list, I'm not going to have Mass Effect even on
Oh,
there.
good for you.
So we'll see what goes on, and then we'll put that up against the Mass Effect. Mass Effect 2 wins every time. There you go.
Okay, not every time, but like almost every time.
Almost
Jeez.
every time. Yeah. Yeah.
It's effing Mass
Exactly.
Effect, dude. What the f? Like seriously.
Like,
Like
yeah.
there's like not it's like yeah it's like I don't even there's like a list of games that are like better than Mass Effect because it's like there's not very many, so it's like at least for me, so it's like that's not hard to be like every game ever or Mass Effect 2 or 3 or Andromeda, which I like because F haters, and it's like, oh, that's easy, so yeah, go for yourself, unless you're like Final Fantasy 14 or Chrono Trigger or FN maybe Tactics Ogre or Final Fantasy Tactics. It's like it's a very short, not even list. It's like 4 games. Maybe an Arkham game depending on how I'm feeling, but not really because it's like it's like that. Yeah, yeah. You're not Evan Shepard. Sorry, Batman. Sorry, Bruce Wayne. But yeah, been there, done that. Not the same at all. We got
All right.
really off topic. I feel with your whole let's ask questions to Tekken and like try to break them and make them sweat interrogation sequence at the end here.
What did you do with the bodies?
Oh man.
Hey man, just tell us what you did with the bodies, and we'll let you go. It's all good. Yeah. Hey, so just let us know. Hey, you're good, man. Don't worry. Just let us know where the bodies are buried, and we'll go from there.
So are
Anyways,
you
I'm
not
done.
getting Spider-Man 2 buff?
No, I
Did you not
almost,
play
something.
Miles?
I almost bought your the what's that game you just played? I can't
Baldur's Gate
remember.
3?
Yeah, I almost bought that,
Oh.
but I didn't. I went with Dead
It'd
Space, and
probably take
that's
you a year
good
to play that game, just saying. That's a very long game. I mean,
for me.
at least like if you do all the stuff, cause like, dude, I was like, there were times in that game, I'm like, I thought I would be done, and it just keeps going. I'm like, damn, this is a long effing game. I don't know if I. And then Buff, I was like, I have to replay this because it's like, if I can replay this, I will like. It's like at some point I was like, this game it like broke the Mass Effect Andromeda rule where it's like this game's too effing long. I can never replay it. I don't know if I want to replay it ever again. But then I was like, it's too effing good. So I was like, I had to replay it. And I started another character. And then I started thinking about all the other characters I wanted to make, and I was like, this is a problem. So it's like, yeah, just it turned into a whole thing for me as far as like I think it might yeah, it's turned into a whole Mass Effect situation of like I really want to just keep playing it and like do all these different characters and permutations of choices I've made and yada yada yada. But it's pretty effing good, and I'm enjoying myself playing it. And then Buff, when I was playing it the second time, I came across stuff I didn't get the first time, and that was pretty effing awesome when that happens. And I'm like, dude, there were these harpies, and you could see their boobs, and I was like, oh yeah, and it was like they're trying to sing to me and kill me, and it was like a very pleasant song, but they're trying to kill me. I was like, you're not killing me, you effing evil effing harpies. So yeah, suck it.
There you go.
And then
Well,
and then
perfect.
I got to a part
Oh,
where there's like a part in
oh.
the first playthrough, and I was like, oh man, this is gonna be a really hard fight. But I was able to bypass it, and I didn't know I could bypass it, and I was like, and like now I'm like, dude, I know how to do that really hard fight. But then there's an even harder fight coming up, and I was like, ooh, this is gonna be a, can I pass this hurdle? If and it's like I guess we'll F and see, but it's like, getting kind of nervous about it because it's like it's pretty effing hard. So we'll see. The second playthrough is not easy because they just beef up the enemies, so it's like it makes just hard enough to be like I don't know if I can do this, but then you get through it and you're like yeah, that's very what's the word for that? Exhilarating. Yes, very exhilarating. Makes me just like it even more. And I romanced a different character this time, and it got weird. It got super weird, and I was like, dude, this is gonna be effing fun because this character I'm romancing is weird, and they're a weird romance person, and it was a whole thing, and I don't want to talk about it not right now at the end because it's going to get super weird. But yeah,
Have to go have a shower.
what?
Go have a shower. That's super weird.
But I'm enjoying that too.
Oh, that's very good. Perfect. Ah, you're entertaining.
What did you say?
You're entertaining.
Oh,
Well, on that note, I wish you nothing but the best. And you can sign us out because we were way overdone what I was supposed to do. And you can sign us out, and then I can go back to playing Dead Space.
all right. So yeah, I hope you liked.
Now that you're done cutting my heart into pieces,
What?
I'm just teasing. After you cut, being a pres, I know you're not a preservationist, but you just literally threw the grandfathers of what you're playing
Well,
now
if you're gonna be
in the
like, oh,
trash.
Tekken, you have to choose between X, Y, Z and X, Y, Z. No, you can only. It's like if you're gonna effing play the Highlander game, dude. Then if there's gonna be F and one, there's gonna only be F and one. So it's like that's not my fault. That's your fault. You're the one that made that game. So it's like get mad at yourself on that one. Um, yeah, that's it for Tekken and Buff Save the Universe episode 64. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for listening, watching, however you're taking in this podcast. And until the next episode, or until you hear from us again, you've been saved by the power of our friendship. Thanks for
Is
watching.
it? Do we have friendship still after you cutting everything to pieces?
Thank you for watching, listening, or whatever the F you're doing to,
This guy
experience
should
it.
be thrown in jail for the murder that he just committed on all these video games.
Thanks.
He literally sliced God of War right across the throat, shot him right in the jugular. Kratos would be so proud of him the way he dissected God of War. It's the way Kratos would dissect. He ripped the arms off of. He'd rip the head right off of Medusa. That's what Tekken did to God of War.
um,
And to Goldeneye.
so yeah, that's it for this episode.
Goldeneye.
So until you see or hear from us again, you you've been saved by the power of our
I
friendship.
thought you were gonna say you bleed blarps.
Or until you see or hear from us again, thanks for watching. Or whatever, however you're experiencing this, and we're now signing off. Until then, until the next time, or until you hear from us again, you've been saved by the power of our friendship.